Yes, I've just come back from dropping Auntie Sue and that at the tour down under sort of thing, so I'm just coming in and we've got the first surprise of the 2017 season, which I'll show you shortly in a minute. But yeah, I'll just put up the windows. Okay, got a new watch. I don't know if we need it on spot colour or not, but yeah, you probably do. Hang on, probably, let's see, spot colour, yeah. Okay, new watch this season. I don't know how close we can actually get, but you know. Okay, well, I think that's enough for asking about. If it's going to work, it's going to work, sort of thing. Okay. Well, went down the shops. Got some of this cheap $3 cat litter again, another bag. I think it's about my third bag I've bought in my life. Sort of always umming and ahhing, going into calcium and stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyway. Mainly because over in North Carolina, apparently underneath all that, you know, quartzite sand or whatever they call it over there, they have a cast over there, and I'm wondering if it's a dolotomaceous sort of cast, you know, in other words, calcium silicate. I don't know if you know about this dolomite, because it's made up of diatoms. It's all got these spicules in there and things like that, so it's an absolute insect-free zone, basically, because insects can't go into it because they die. And I'm just wondering if that cast is such a wide, extensive area, if that causes the area to be somewhat devoid or have fewer insects in the area, because they just can't survive. Any time they go into the soil, they die, because the spicules go through their exoskeletons, so basically. Anyway, this was the surprise. 2 weeks before Christmas, nothing here. And of course then there's the week between Christmas and New Year's, and now we've had about 2 weeks of January. So basically 5, maybe going 6 weeks tops. Come across this, saw a leaf out there, had a look in here, whole expanse of blackberry, apparently, has grown up in the space of 5, barely 6 weeks tops. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on it actually, because I could probably do some nice experiment. Ow. Yeah, that's the trouble with blackberry. Has a tendency to do that. But Johnny's not going to like this. He never liked blackberry. As soon as we found blackberry down at a swamp side, it was like, right, that's it. Back in the car, or going home. Sort of thing. But yeah, this was the first thing. I was hanging up the washing, saw that, I thought, what? And then looked in here and oh my God, I can't believe that. That has grown that much in basically 5, maybe 6 weeks tops. So anyway, and you haven't been watering it. Look at the lawn, having to cut back and water in the driest state and the driest continent on the planet. Anyway, I was looking at this today, and you know, listening to things online. I think it was Peter Hudson or something like that, talking about black alkali, and I'm thinking, is that what we got there? You've got some sort of hydroxide or some sort of sulfitic hydroxide reaction going on there, and we're actually forming black alkali. Apparently you can turn black alkali into white alkali by adding sulfuric acid to it. So so I'm assuming that means it must be alkaline, or at least neutral to alkaline in pH. But as you can see, it's still you know, ticking away. But what I want to do, I went down the shops. I couldn't find, the shop had closed because it took me too long to come back from the city. But yeah, the old super glue, that's the best brand. I'll talk about that later when I get back to the magnets sort of thing. Made some, these are lead weights, and somewhere in here I think I've got some axe heads or something. Yeah, these are lead weights, you see. Really heavy. But if I can find it down here, I should have some axe heads or something which are made from zinc. Yeah, maybe these are, no, they still feel like lead. But I have got some zinc ones somewhere, zinc axe heads, which I wanted to buy some fresh ones today, because I'm thinking, well, why don't I do this again? Instead of using aluminium, use zinc, because the pH may be slightly different, and we may get a slightly different reaction, and maybe the organism likes zinc in preference to aluminium, I don't know. The other thing is, I noticed in here, we're starting to get a little bit greening in the old manganese in there, and I don't know if you can see in that, if I see in that. But also, not only that, we've got these sort of marks on here. I don't know if you can see those marks, if it's going to pick them up there. They seem to be very similar markings to things like in with the bicarb and things like that, which is very strange. And as I said, this is starting to green around the top there, sort of thing. And same here with this one over here. So, and this one's got a little bit greening in this one here, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's going to go green too. So, you know. And this one here, yeah, totally sort of greened up, and it's only red down the bottom, sort of thing. So, two minds about these things. Anyway, too early to tell, fellas, that. But the one, I don't know. One with the one on the top there, I don't know. We might actually be getting a response with the one that actually has the so-called meat or something. If I can bring it out here on the top. Does that look like the organism is congregating around the piece of meat? Does that look like the organism is congregating around the piece of meat? I don't know, but interesting if it is. So it may be a microaerophilic sort of semi-aerobic to anaerobic sort of reaction, because I don't think this one with it down the bottom, and also I've had this sort of reaction where it's sort of like push the poly up. Don't know, so it may be a combo of things, fellas. Either that or the polystyrene I'm using isn't chucking up as much reductive flammable gas as expected. But this one here, yeah, it's suddenly sort of dropped all this stuff. All this stuff has gone to the bottom. Is it dead? Gone into dormancy? Don't know. It's amazing though. It's just done it so quickly, you know, within a day or so, bang, sort of all sort of dropped off and gone down the bottom. So, don't know if that's a negative, or I can harvest that stuff here. But this one's getting really, really anemic now. Really anemic. It's on the end run, I think. If I can't find out how to multiply really well and fairly rapidly, that one's going to die out, I reckon. But still nothing from the charcoal water we poured out, you know, I would have thought, you know. Since that one worked quite well, why aren't we getting anything in that one fairly quickly? So, yes, more questions than answers, fellas. But, so I might make up some, and also I'm going to make up another one with this sort of thing, but with polystyrene in a separate container, and see how we go, and make use of that one before it does absolutely carg it, if that's what's happening. But also one here with the phosphorus in there. There's a slight bit of greening in this one, if I can get it in the light. I don't know, can you see that? In the light there, slight bit of greening, but no, absolutely no redding, if that's a term. Redding. It's probably a town, actually. Okay, well that's probably about it, because it's only a 9-minute clip, apparently, and only 40 seconds on the car. And I'll make a few more, do some magnet work. I'll probably show you how to make up my basic unit. Come across a basic unit. I think I'm going to impress old open skeptical mind out there on YouTube. He may have to close his YouTube site down. I don't know, but anyway, it'd be fun if he has to. It's got nothing to talk about, because it works, sort of thing. Someone's actually cracked it. You never know. Okay. See ya.